Here. Once we get it uncrated, we can start putting it in. Woo! So we'll clean this off first. Clean this with an alcohol wipe, and then we'll get the suction cups stuck down on it there. This gets off any contaminants around the edge where we're gonna glue it to the frame. Probably not a terrible idea to get my hands clean too. There's a dry towel that goes on. These are like anti-lint. They take dust and everything off of them. You got a little bit of sticky to them even. Most important thing is around that seal. We want to make sure that that is free of any contaminants whatsoever as best we can, so it gets a good bond to the glass tape. All right, I think we're going to wipe off the inside of that frame and stick a piece of glass in this bad boy. So today we're going to put in some commercial glass in the Flirty bar, and we've got to take these pieces of trim. What these have are, got one here. Come over here for a second. Let's show you one that's done and one that we haven't done yet. So the process of installing this is we're going to put in a bead of like glue tape that goes in all the way around the perimeter, and then there's a ribbon, like a kind of a rubber gasket, if you will, that we have to slide into the track around the perimeter. And once the glass is put in, this retainer will then click in and we'll hold it down, and that'll be the force that kind of holds the glass against the glue on the back side. We have to do this window. We've got to do this one last because we got to put the frame in first. But then we'll go do the transom window on the back side there. That's the 10-foot long plus piece of glass that I'm a little worried about. Just to kind of show you what the product looks like when it's done. So we put this in, going that way. And there's a big side and a little side, and that wide side is what's going to sit against the glass and kind of press against it and seal watertight and weather tight. And you've got a little groove right there on the inside of that track and that extrusion, and we have to unwind that a little bit, and then basically you feed it all the way into that groove.
Down the whole side of this piece of trim, or window retainer as they call it. Struggling a little bit with the twist. But it's a slow going process here. You can see.
Eventually you get that all the way across the inside of the frame, and that'll push against that glass and keep it from coming out of the window that way. Pretty cool. First time for everything. So they tell you, make sure that you hold this. Don't just rely on the suction cups. That's real. It's really real. So we're going to carefully make sure that we're using this sparingly on these, and we'll just kind of set it up and in. First, I need to go shim the opening a couple of spots. We put just a little shim on the bottom, so we tip it up in there. It's centered top to bottom in the opening. right there on the corners where we had this stuff seal up, we're supposed to put window sealant caulk in between there so no water can creep in between this foam. Like that little gap right there, they told us put some caulk right here. Window sealant in right here. Probably put a little in here and a little here and a little there just to make sure that we've got all four corners sealed up. Make sure this is all seated to the frame. This is what the glass is going to hang on initially. Once we get that stuck in here, we'll be ready to stick a piece of glass in. Pretty exciting.